Here's my log, it's sad but true, about that sneaky Enterprise crew. That captain faked a madness he put on a show, while Spock was whispering sweet and low. I should have known it right from the start. That death grip was just a scripted part of the Enterprise crew. Yeah, the Enterprise crew.
Pop, pop, the Enterprise crew.
They'll steal your tech right in front of you. They talk about honor, they talk about trust, then they leave your empire in a cloud of dust. So listen to me, let me give you a clue. Engage the cloak around that Enterprise crew. I met a Vulcan with a stoic face. I thought he'd finally found his rightful place. I offered him power and a seat by my side, while Kirk took my cloaking device for a ride. I should have known it right from the start. That captain's gonna tear our empire apart. Oh, the Enterprise crew, yeah, the Enterprise crew.
Pop, pop, the Enterprise crew.
They'll steal your tech right in front of you. They talk about respecting the neutral zone, but that Captain Kirk won't leave us alone. So listen to me, I'm warning you. Red alert for that Enterprise crew. Kirk wore prosthetic, pointed ears, a spark played on all my romantic fears. Now Romulans, let me put you wise. They've got deceitful and lying eyes. Here is the moral and it's plain to see. Don't let the Starfleet act all neighborly. They talk about peace, they talk about law, then they punch you right in your Romulan jaw. So tell the Centurion to stay on his guard, or he'll end up a prisoner in a Starfleet yard. Oh, the Enterprise crew, yeah, the Enterprise crew.
Pop, pop, the Enterprise crew.
They'll steal your tech right in front of you. Their doctor is handy with a scalpel and thread. Then they're gone with your secrets while you're being misled. So ask any commander, it's true. Raise your shields for that Enterprise crew. Now take a tip, my Romulan sons, before you're staring at their phaser guns. Now you know just what to do when you spot that Enterprise crew.
You are watching Madman Cafe Live, only on Q2 Cast TV.
of the lower realms. Look up in envy and terror! Broadcasting from the jagged, oxygen-deprived peaks, we are officially live. You are tuned into the only broadcast daring enough to pierce the clouds, the Madman Cafe. And while you're down there worrying about traffic or taxes, and by plotting, I mean sipping the finest dark roast espresso known to man while overlooking your tiny ant lives, the Madman Cafe is now in session. Let the madness begin.
Welcome to another edition of the Madman Cafe. We are about to go on fire today. We're going to set this up immediately right now. Skipping a bit of the intro on there because we do have some breaking news. So let me bring everybody in. Let me bring in my regulars. Sci-Fi Snob.
Hello.
Outpost Nerd.
What's up?
Our guest from the United Kingdom back with us again for another week. We got Dean.
Howdy, folks.
And over from the live from the bunker, we have Sci-Fi for Me TV's Jason Hunt.
Hi.
It's a jump on there. It's what a week we got. We got CinemaCon going on right now. We got a Godzilla trailer hitting today. There's a ton of trailers. We'll probably touch on that next week. But right now, I think me and Jason do have some breaking news what we're hearing. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I would suppose so.
Okay,
I'm not going to say that it's 100% vetted breaking news yet. I'm going to treat it as rumor until we get some kind of confirmation in the trades or some publication that's got it from more than one source. But
right.
We're hearing the same thing from different people, so I'm going to put a little bit of credence to it more than I otherwise would.
Would you like to announce it to the world?
Well, it's your show, but yeah, we've got. So Cypress is one of my insiders feeding me information into the CBS Paramount kerfuffle regarding Star Trek. Ash is the other one who gave me the exclusive that David Ellison has greenlit 2 movies for 2028. But Cypress tells me that this has been an ongoing thing. The negotiations between CBS Paramount and Paramount Skydance and Alex Kurtzman at Secret Hideout have not been going well. This is something that I've been hearing for a while, going back at least as far as the second week of Starfleet Academy being on the air. And what we got told then is when the 3rd episode hit, it was performing so badly that the end of season post wrap up meeting got pulled to that week, and Kurtzman got called under the carpet on Thursday of that week when that episode dropped. At that point, the original offer that they were putting together to replace the contract that's on now got pulled from the table. They said, this is not working. And somewhere in there, Kurtzman got told, you're going to shoot a series finale for season 2, and the show is over. For all of Kurtzman's talk about season 2 being renewed, the show being renewed for a second season, that is not true. It was originally a 2-season order from the very beginning. Now, jump forward a little bit. The negotiations between the New Deal have fallen apart, mainly because Kurtzman, 1, wanted a 3rd season of Starfleet Academy, and 2, Paramount Skydance wants all of the rights to Star Trek surrendered and put back in-house so they can start making Star Trek and it's theirs again. This whole that's where some of this 25% difference thing started with Kelvin Trek and Kurtzman Trek, and they own a piece of whatever it is they come up with. So the what I'm hearing, and Tachyon Pulse podcast has reported on some of this as well, that the deal that was on the table, the offer that was on the table, apparently there's some kind of a balloon payment at the end of this contract at the end of the year, or August or December or whenever, basically saying, the balloon payment at the end, as Kurtzman refuses to negotiate, that balloon payment starts coming down because Kurtzman wants a 3rd season of Starfleet Academy. Now we've been told, and I've been told this was a possibility as long back as about a month and a half ago. I got told this was a possibility that they were going to go into arbitration. That is not quite the case. The other possibility was that CBS was going to sue Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout for fiduciary neglect or whatever you're going to categorize it. I don't know the official investment term, but basically taking Alex Kurtzman to court because of the damage that they have done to the brand. And this comes especially in light of the discussions that Skydance had with the FCC prior to their taking over Paramount August 7th of last year. They said, okay, we're going to play ball. Everything's going to be okay. We're all going to cooperate and get along here. And Kurtzman apparently is not marching to that particular drummer. And so he's been called to rights on it. Now we're hearing this week that it does look like they're going into litigation, not arbitration on the thing. CBS apparently looks like they're going to sue Alex Kurtzman.
Yeah, it seemed, and my guy Stag, he tells me the same thing. Like, I don't give it 100% on him because he's like just in the company. He's a little bit on the outside now. I was waiting to hear from Metro One. Metro One is the guy who's more closer in. Unfortunately, he's on vacation, so I can't get in touch with him. I spoke to someone that's related with him, and he said no, he didn't take any of his phones or anything. He went somewhere where he just disconnected from the internet.
Oh, that must be nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
if anything, confirmation, it would have been from that person. That would have been a little bit more confirmed. But when you're hearing from Cyprus, what Stag told me as well this morning, and it's curious. The last couple of days, Kurtzman's PR has been like this on there. If you haven't seen this yet, from Screen Rant on there, and there have been other articles being pushed out as well, and it's all they're all pretty much sounding the same. That Kurtzman's trying to push the situation to the point where it's like, hey, listen, you love Star Trek. Listen, this is the end. You've got to help me. That's the way it's sounding to me.
And Screen Rant lost all their credibility a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
I don't put any stock into it. Now, I will offer this caveat. My source Cyprus also provides that information to other outlets like Midnight's Edge. Tom's kind of iffy on Cyprus's track record. He also did share that with John Delarose, which is why it's all showing up on Fandom Pulse, and Delarose is all over it this today.
Mm-hmm.
Take everything that Fandom Pulse and Delarose do with a grain of salt, because they're lifting it and stealing it from other places and not citing their sources on that. So that I've got them on mute, and I told my Discord today, if you post anything from those two, I will shake my head in world weary disappointment at you. Because
when you told me, when you just told me,
of hearing those guys.
Yeah, when you told me a little while ago, John put it up, and I said, "Oh God." It's just, I don't need to hear that right now that he knows about it, and now it's going to be a problem. Of this information properly getting out, because he tends to go on a freaking left and right tangent at the same time with his news, and and then he does a video, and suddenly it's like, John, calm down, get your information right.
What's going to end up happening? I'll just make this prediction without ever even watching any kind of a video that he does or any kind of an article they put out or anything. They will make it all about John Delarose.
Oh yeah,
because that's what John does.
Of course.
Just
and then,
FYI.
And then here the other part of it is what's going on with Jeff Shell. I'm hearing, and Deadline putting it out, I think he's in trouble. I think something about discrepancies or some sort of stock manipulation or something like that.
I don't know what the lawsuit specifically covers. I have not been paying attention to it. I know Shell left Paramount in order to get that distraction out of Paramount Skydance's corporate office to get it out of the way for the Warner Brothers thing. But I don't know the specific details on what Shell is dealing with, what the accusations are. I think there is something having to do with investment and finance and stuff, but I don't know what.
Yeah, I haven't gotten all the information. Someone just sent me the article to this morning also. Sorry. And
So this is a new development. I haven't paid attention. I was in St. Louis all day yesterday, and I've just got like 4 hours of sleep. So I have not caught this yet.
I mean, it is insane. And then you're hearing that, what was it, 1,000 actors have signed on to against the Warner Paramount situation.
Like they have any pull. They all depend on the franchises that are made by these guys anyway. So I mean, really, talk about cutting off your nose to spite your face. That is ridiculous. I mean, sure, fine, whatever, take out an ad and speak up, but at the end of the day, you're going to be needing a paycheck just like anybody else. And when Marvel comes calling and says, hey, you want to be in the MCU, somebody's going to go, how many zeros are on that check? Sure, okay.
So what is the rest of the panel think?
It's Tempest in a teapot.
Mm-hmm. So what's the rest of the panel think?
From what I just read in the few minutes leading up to the show, he's in trouble for like gambling. He's got gambling issues, and I'm guessing he tried to cover up with his business. This is from let me see, where was that? I think let me bring it up. Deadline is where I saw
probably
it.
The article I just got. Yeah, I haven't gone through the article yet.
So, question: what would all this mean with Kurtzman? All the Kurtzman drama. What would it mean for like the canon of Star Trek? Would that erase everything from Enterprise or after? Would it erase everything after Enterprise? From like,
if what I'm told holds, yes. I mean, because Kelvin Trek has already been relegated to its own little pocket universe with a line of dialogue from Lower Decks. Not Lower Decks, Prodigy. But Kelvin Trek is done, and Kurtzman Trek is going to be erased as well. Now, who is Cosmic Book News, which is another, they're still 6 months behind everybody else. They're like, Simon Kinberg's going to make the next Star Trek. No, Simon Kinberg has nothing to do with Star Trek. He did for about that long, and it was under the auspices of Bad Robot. Kinberg's trilogy was an Abrams project, and those are dead. So anybody comes at you saying, oh, well, this was just reported today. No, that's 6 months ago. And all of Kelvin Trek is dead. Bad Robot is dead, essentially. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do next. Moving to New York. I mean,
oh no, there is something big on there out of Asia. I think Korea. I'm going to have it for next week. But they're creating some sort of robot kaiju movie from a Korean director. They're putting a lot into it. It's going to be out in 2 years.
So they're basically getting on the Godzilla train.
Yeah.
So, but the Kinberg thing, that one's dead. Now I do know from, I will say a secondhand source, but this my second CBS source, Ash, had someone in the room when David Ellison met with the advertising department and said that he had greenlit 2 movies for 2028 that will, quote, reset the Star Trek universe, end quote. We know about Goldstein and Daly's movie. There are no details. Nobody has been able to confirm that second movie.
Is that United?
No, because I asked Michael Sussman. I said, I'm hearing that there's 2 movies. Is United one of them? He says, sadly, no. But after that, he posted all of this stuff about going back to the Paramount offices, and he's been teasing United for the last 2 weeks. Now, what I think is happening, this is my speculation. Speculation, rumor, unconfirmed report. What I think is going to happen, because we're getting all of this in a very accelerated timeline right now. Starfleet Academy has been canceled. Wham, 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 wham. Pearl clutching. Change.org petition. Let's save it. Star Trek, we need a season 3. That was Kurtzman's line in the sand. Look at all these fans that need season 3. And Paramount was like, not going to happen. So Kurtzman pulls back away from the negotiations. And then so Paramount steps up. Okay, we're just going to start pulling everything apart. So not 2 weeks after the cancellation of Starfleet Academy, we get news that not only is Starfleet Academy sets being pulled apart, but also Strange New World sets. And those were supposed to go into storage in Los Angeles, pieces of them, but they're not. They're going to auction as of last Friday. So everybody is just like, it's the end of Kurtzman Trek. It's the end of Kurtzman Trek. Yes, thank God.
And as you can see from the photo there,
it's almost as if Paramount is putting it out there for everybody to see for sure. It's done. Let's not make any mistake. Let's not have any misunderstandings. We are taking it all apart now. There's that. And what that means is there's absolutely no chance that we get Star Trek Year One, because those were going to be using the Strange New World sets because it's the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And that's done. So Akiva Goldsman and Harry Alonzo Myers or whatever, they're not going to get anything. This looks like AI.
Yeah, I was wondering too. I'm like, a lot of those guys look exactly alike.
I was getting it from
I'm looking at.
Well,
I'm looking at like the color scheme of the building itself.
I know this is 100% not. This is the actual. So that's the actual Canadian studios.
Take it back to the other one there, if you would, for a second, minute.
Yeah.
So let me point out some of the discrepancies here that make me certain that this is AI. That's not the Starfleet Academy logo that they've been using for the show.
Yep.
Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah. Yep.
All of the caddies, all of those black cases, those rolling cases, none of them would be labeled that way. And if they're dismantling these, they would all be out on the ground and probably open. That's a minor detail. That's my stagehand work. I was just
that's
cases like this.
This photo is from the same place.
That's the exact set. I remember.
And I can buy that this is an actual one because the rigging is coming down. All of the lighting and everything else is going to be up top. And if they're held up there by truss, the truss has got, the rigging involves chains and motors and whatnot. So I don't know what all of this could be. I don't want to say it's fiber optic because you don't leave fiber optic cable like that, but it could be safety chains, ropes, that's rigging. But the tree is gone. I mean, that's
the fountain looks gone. Everything looks, it looks just like the outer walls.
The only thing that I can say, if this is not accurate, what it could be is the set under construction, but they're using it. Paramount's using it now to say, we're taking it apart. Okay. I don't see where Paramount gains anything by doing that. And I don't see where anybody gains anything by posting a fake picture that says that everything's dismantled, because we're hearing from multiple places that the sets are being taken apart. There's no there's no reason to put and allegedly this is from somebody who's on set while they're taking it apart. So somebody on the crew. So I'm going to take it as 85% that it's likely. But we've got multiple outlets saying that it's being pulled apart. Now, if this is a big disinformation campaign on the part of Kurtzman, it's a bold move, Cotton, but he's not getting any Star Trek back because the deal that has been offered to him is a first look deal with CBS, Paramount, whatever. You go pitch us any idea that you want, but we get all of Star Trek back. He has to surrender the rights to Star Trek that he still has in order to be able to do anything else with Paramount CBS. And that ain't happening because he doesn't want to keep it up.
Yeah. Like I said, I got this from the same source, all these pictures. And I was like, I didn't even notice that. I was like rushing to put these up today. And I was like, didn't even look at it twice. I was
this picture has been floating around for a couple of weeks since they announced that it was being taken apart, Trek Central, which, Trek Central is pretty good. They're not wild rumor mongering type of site like some other places. But
what about trekmovie.com? Are they any good? Because that's where I'm looking.
Trek Movie's pretty solid. Trek Movie has been one of the longest running Trek specific sites from way back. You have Anthony Pascali has been all over Trek movies started. I want to say Trek movies started about 2009, maybe about the same time we did. So they've been around for a while. They've got a pretty solid track record of being accurate. They try to get around more often than not.
They're confirming the sets are dismantled and that the auctions are going to will be conducted by 403 Auctions in Toronto, which I brought up their website, and it says their auctions. It doesn't give a date for the auction.
I thought they had penciled in at least 17th to 24th of April.
Yeah, it's just this article is not this website.
That's kind of like someone taking a guess and publishing.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, they're moving faster than I expected them to, which puts more pressure on Kurtzman to make a deal or lose completely, because he's got no place else to go. He doesn't have any other studio that wants him. He burned Sony with Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's burned Universal. He's burned Netflix with Picard. He's burned Amazon with Picard. He's burned Netflix again with Prodigy. He's burned every bridge that he's got. No other studio wants to have him. And we heard a report back in January he was shopping around and not finding any new place to land. Alex Kurtzman's career is now in question because he's so radioactive over this.
You asked when that auction was supposed to start. It's going to start Tuesday or Thursday and then go to the 23rd.
Yeah. This is from 403's website.
Yeah,
so
I
they got the dates in there.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I just want to say I apologize for that picture. Like I said, went quick to set up today because of all the craziness that's going on here. Normally we try to verify everything, but I guess somebody screwed up somewhere, and I happen to be one of them. So do apologize.
My first thought when I saw that little wormhole generator beside him was like, why does he have a Stargate in a room?
I was going there too. Yeah.
Right.
So, what is this photo AI too, or?
Oh yeah. This is it.
Wait, that's 2 in a row.
That's my thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. Just I minused out the all the titling on there.
Now I will say though, as much as I absolutely loathe AI generated crap, I am particularly taken with the interior design of the Romulan ship that you came up with, the bridge. There's a couple of places like, that actually kind of works for a Romulan ship. Yeah, hey, that could do. This is still garbage AI, but okay, this is good. There's one scene where the Centurion Tal, Subcommander Tal, the Centurion, he's in the jail cell. Mm-hmm. And he looks exactly like Leonard Nimoy more than any other time the Spock character's on there.
Yeah. Out of
that word.
That came from Out of Context AI. I've done a couple of his videos on this channel. He's done some he has some others that are really good. He just put out a Game of Thrones one just recently. On
none of let me be the old man in the room, okay? None of this stuff is really good. Some of it's passable, some of it's fair, but it's AI, and it's just
my thing with AI is if you're going to use AI, be open about it. Don't try to pass it off as your own. Don't pass it off as real. It's like a lot of my videos,
don't quote something and then not say whose it is.
I have like a couple of songs on my channel where I wrote the lyrics, but then I went to like Suno and put them in to get them to music. I put lyrics by me, music by Suno in the description. I made sure people know that I didn't do this music. Yeah, I did the lyrics, but you just got to be open about it. And people, the thing with AI, people pass it off as their own work. That's when I'm like, no, don't try to pull that shit. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, Out of Context. His channel is pretty good. He's got, like I said, he's done a lot of Star Trek ones.
Oh, that's cool.
Like we have the country one with the green, the green girl one where it's like Kirk, Dr. Smith, and what's his name from God, I can't even think of it right now, from the Marvel Universe on there, and they're talking about the green women relationships that they have. Star-Lord, yeah. They have the green lady relationships.
Did he do that redneck Stargate one?
I think that might be his too. I have to look at it because
I think I've seen that around on like Facebook and stuff. I'm like, this is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
got some
so
good ones.
hold
Yeah.
on a sec. So are you telling me the guy whose channel is named Out of Context AI is using AI?
Wow, really quick on
For
the upbeat there,
shame.
Tom.
For shame. Shame on him.
Uh,
Wow. I mean, nothing can be believed anymore.
And we're going to say also this Adira Arjona casting for Man of Tomorrow. I don't care if she's Wonder Woman or Maxima. She's not good for either part. Sorry. I mean, she can act, but physically she doesn't have the goods for either character. But what do I know?
Oh,
Who is
getting
she
back
supposed to play?
to Bad Robot for a second. The movie that they're writing, it's the director's Takahashi Yamazaki. It's Grand Gear. Its release date's February 18, 2028. And supposedly CinemaCon showed a teaser of two like mechs fighting, supposedly.
Okay.
At CinemaCon.
I mean, we're going to get a lot of news out of CinemaCon. What's really interesting is the fact that so many of them are coming out against this Warner Brothers Paramount thing. But also, I find it interesting. I think it's Rothman over at Sony who's basically sitting there going, "Get all these commercials off our screens. Let's just let's do a few previews and let's get to the movie. You guys just 30, 45 minutes in all of this junk ahead of the film. Just roll the film."
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that finally coming from somebody who's not just let's buy a ticket and oh god, I'm going to sit through all of this crap.
It's like I one of my favorite parts of physically going to a theater is seeing the previews. I don't want to see a Coke commercial. I don't want to see a popcorn commercial. I don't want to see all these commercials for like local businesses. I want to see the previews and get to the movie.
Supposedly, there's a discussion of that right now in CinemaCon. Some people have been talking about it there. That the theater they need to cut back on the trailers. They need to cut back on the commercials. Just get on with the show. We're talking about that. But like today, you got the Godzilla trailer. Also, Warner Brothers has their presentation at 7:30 Eastern. Tomorrow it'll be Universal at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thursday it's Paramount at 12:45 Eastern, and Disney has theirs at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.
So the big ones, they all have them like last in the day. It sounds
Well, they announced Helldivers with Jason Momoa, which is going to be 2027 in November. They are going to do a Bloodborne based on the video game, an R-rated animated version of it. That's so far. So there's like a video out that's showing you like all the posters and stuff like that. There's a ton of posters on there. Then supposedly Ted Sarandos, the Rap, is reporting that he went and he was talking about doing a bigger situation and putting out more movies of Netflix longer periods at CinemaCon. So now whether we believe Ted or we don't, to that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, he already has a couple of things. CinemaCon also reported Escape from New York reboot is in the works.
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Don Mancini has reported also he's doing another Child's Play on there. I think he's going to continue because since the show was canceled, so I guess he wants to finish that off. Eli Roth's horror movie Ice Cream Man was also shown.
I saw that last night on I think X, and it seems really interesting. It seems like a interesting concept for a horror movie.
It's sort of a remake of
Is it?
It's like the second remake that they're doing of this. The other one was the original one was Ron Howard's brother was in the main role.
That's right. I remember that now.
Onto that. There was what was today? There was one hit today. There was a movie. It almost looks like Bubba Hotep to that point that Netflix is putting out. So like a bunch of people living in a nursing home or retirement home, and they're being attacked by some creature.
Oh yeah, that's Duffer Brothers, isn't it?
Yes, Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
I forget the name of it, but it seems too much like what they've just done with Stranger Things, but with old people.
Yeah, with old people. It almost looks like on there. Let me just bring up here a second.
So, a quick question: who are they going to get to play Snake? Are they going to get Wyatt Russell to play his dad's character like they've done in Monarch?
I have no idea. This is just coming out. Oh yeah. Also, Night of the Living Dead remake, 2026 on there.
Enough
also,
of the fucking remake.
yeah, that's what is. Well, you know you're going to get a lot of remakes out of that because basically, Night of the Living Dead was never copyrighted.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, no, they never. There was a big error on that. So basically,
you can-
it was
you can
already
get
in
it-
public domain before the amount of time they needed for public domain.
Yeah, I have a copy of it. I think somewhere in my library.
It's like that John Wayne movie McClintock. For some reason, the film was copyrighted, but the soundtrack wasn't. And for some weird reason, that put it in the public domain. So you can go on YouTube right now and watch it for free. One of his greatest Western movies, funniest ones.
Well, and the other thing, I'm looking at this trailer for the new Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
From Netflix, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, why aren't they black?
Somebody, let me tell you something. Last night, I almost freaked out on it because I didn't watch the trailer yet, and then someone put up an AI photo that the girls were black. I said, "Oh, son of a," and then I go to the video and I go like, "Ah, it's AI."
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Everything in that trailer looks like they're trying to be faithful to the book. I've not read the books. I grew up watching the show like everybody else my age, so there's a certain expectation there. But for the most part, this looks like they're actually trying to do Little House on the Prairie, which is very strange for Netflix because, at some point, somebody's going to be, check the box, but I don't know.
Well, the one thing at CinemaCon right now, Angel Studios has a ton of movies coming out.
Angel Studios is in deep crap right now.
They got Alan Richardson from
Reacher.
Thank you. He's got
God.
some movie coming out with Owen Wilson from Angel Studios called Runner.
They are catching a lot of crap for their version of Animal Farm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That looks terrible.
Yeah.
They completely twist the story. Now you got to realize Angel Studios is not really a studio. They're more of a distribution company. They don't make these movies that they distribute. And that's what they said with Animal Farm, because they basically took Elon Musk's mom and put her in the movie and made her a bad person. I mean, it is literally like, if you look at this character, you could tell, and look at a picture of Elon Musk, it's just her animated.
Well, and if you go in and look at the Twitter timeline, anybody that's complaining about it, they're getting a stock boilerplate answer saying that from wherever it's landed, that they've done everything they could to remain faithful to the book. I mean, it's very, very, very stock quote. It's not anything from any one person. It's just here's the thing you write in order to respond. So
let me look at the rate.
The one I'm worried about, the movie that the Angel Studios is releasing, and they're releasing this for 4th of July weekend. Young Washington.
Oh yeah,
they're doing a whole song about.
Get this, guys. The Animal Farm trailer on Angel Studios YouTube page. 18,000 likes, 234,000 dislikes. It has been ratioed to hell.
And then get this one. This is the other one Angel is coming out with. A movie called The Brink of War. And it's about Reagan and Gorbachev discussing this disarmament. It's I'm trying to remember the cast on it. Because it's hold on a minute. Let me get the cast on here. Jeff Daniels is playing Reagan. Jared Harris is playing Gorbachev.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Jeff Daniels
and J.K. Simmons as George Shultz.
Jeff Daniels as Reagan. The most he hates America. Newsroom was all about him hating America.
Yep,
That's
what I'm
crazy.
with.
He doesn't even look like Reagan.
Yeah, they did a
What's
makeup
the
job on him, but it looks more like him if you look at the trailer on there.
What's the guy who played in The Rookie?
Nathan.
No,
Nathan
the movie, The Rookie.
The movie. Yeah.
The old guy who became like a Major League Baseball player. He was I can picture him. He was in Mercy Me's movie. I believe, or I Can Only Imagine. He did a movie about where he played Reagan about 2 or 3 years ago, and he looked more like Reagan than Jeff Daniels would be.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid, thank you. His brother was in the Vacation movies and went batshit crazy. Yeah.
You're right. He would probably make a much better Reagan.
He did. He already did a movie. It was a great movie. God, Jeff Daniels.
And here's the other one. They're doing a sort of biopic on the Hershey Company, on the man who created the Hershey Company.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he did the movie Reagan.
Yeah, it's a great movie,
and he looks good. He looks good in it. Yeah.
So Angel's got a lot at CinemaCon this year that they're bringing out. They're bringing.
I think Angels just needs to be a little more discretionary when it comes to which movies they choose, because they say we're a faith-based, family-oriented movie company, and then they do stuff like Animal Farm and all this stuff. They need a little more discretion.
Well, I think as the money begins to dry up, as we're seeing with how they're trying to clean house with Star Trek, when the money dries up, these businesses, all they are businesses, and if people aren't buying their product, they'll turn ship.
Yeah.
The bigger the company, obviously, the slower they turn. If there's an audience, they'll continue to peddle it. If there's no audience, they will then move to something else. But it sounds pretty. It sounds like if these, if they're distributors, someone's making a decision on what they're distributing, and I'm not too sure who that person is or whether they're going to get fired over something like this.
Yeah. Well, on that note, speaking of distributing, I've got to go help the IRS distribute my taxes. So I'm gonna bail.
Jason,
Jason, thanks for being here.
Thank you for coming on a little bit. I know we had you for a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to continue to keep an eye on the Paramount thing and the Christmas stuff. We'll be back live from the bunker on Monday. All this week is just a hell week for me. So we'll be back next week to do that stuff. In the meantime, let me plug this real quick. Kristen McTiernan interviewed me about what new authors need in the way of media kits, media savvy, and that kind of thing. And that's over on her channel. I'll put a link in the back in because I don't have it right in front of me I do. But anyway, that went live yesterday over on YouTube. So it's a really good talk. It's a really good talk, and it's a
some good interviews this week. I know yours has been good.
Let me put it here.
What was it? Outcast Creative had Sir Arlen of Pennytree from Game of Thrones on yesterday. Yeah, and it was supposed to be. I got called in to do the second feed because he was supposed to have the people behind the New Space 1999 project that's coming on. That's on Kickstarter.
Oh, and I saw.
But unfortunately, we had some technical problems.
Posted. Pulp Librarian has posted. We are going to get a model kit of the Alpha Moon base from Fun Dimensions in a couple of years. So it looks like that's on its way. Moon base Alpha model. So anyway, all right.
So they're going to actually use models rather than a lot of CGI.
Well, it's a model kit that you can buy and build.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. All right. So I put
like
the link.
Thank you again,
I put the link to
Jason.
Kristen's interview in the back, and I will keep you guys on.
Say hi to Mindy.
You guys take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. All right.
Bye. As I said, he was going to be here quick and gone, ladies and gentlemen. on there. If you look on right now in the chat, I posted it in there. If you want to click over later on, it's a great interview. So do go check that out on there. But let's continue on.
So I'm
talking a little bit more about CinemaCon before we go to the next one.
I'm looking at it
on the trailer.
Spider-Verse 3. They're
that must be just coming out.
Yes, this was like literally
because I got the Hunger Games.
This was actually 9 hours ago on Polygon.
Yeah.
I'm reading Polygon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going through everything right now within the last 5 hours. So I haven't probably not got there yet because I'm up to the Hunger Games right now. The next prequel,
the one like Dawn of the Reaping or something like that. I can't. Something of the Reaping.
Yeah, Sunrise on the Reaping. That's the one. The Woody Harrelson character, his youth.
That'd be interesting.
That's supposed to be how he wins the Hunger Games.
Okay,
which is supposedly a horrible situation. Something with the volcano.
Ooh. Yeah, he. Oh, that we read that book in one of my classes that I used to help in. We read those books.
Yeah, that he killed a good chunk of the people because it was like double the amount that they normally.
It was a quarter quail. Yeah,
so
I think.
Yeah, it was a quarter quail, and basically, it was a lot more people, a lot more kids, and supposedly he took a good chunk of them out with a volcano.
Hamish was was one of the more interesting characters in the books that when I read them. Mm-hmm. I read them as the movies were coming out.
Mm-hmm. Now, the movie we were saying before, Dean, that was... Wait a minute, I just had it. Damn it, I just lost it. Where's not The Passenger? Hold on. The Burrows. That's the one we were talking with. The one that almost looks like Bubba Hotep.
Right. Yeah.
So, according to what I'm reading, the Legend of Zelda movie just finished wrapping, and that's pretty much it's due out May 7th next year, and that's pretty much all we know about it. It's the guy who directed the Maze Runner films. So, if he stayed with the kind of the artwork or the style of Maze Runners, I don't see it looking bad. The Zelda movie looking that bad. I'd love to see. There's a bunch of IPs that I would love to see made into a movie done right.
Yeah, the other one that seems to be interesting, I don't have the date on it, is from the Korean director that did Train to Busan. I think he's doing another installment, and it's called Colony. It's another zombie flick, which the Train to Busan was always, if you haven't seen Train to Busan, that's a great zombie flick. You know, right out of Korea. Insidious has another one coming out.
I'm not a big fan of those movies.
Out of the further, there is a trailer for Spider-Man out there. Don't believe everything until it's official from anybody that's direct onto there, because there's a lot of fakes out there.
A movie that I'm actually kind of looking forward to is Jumanji Open World, the fourth.
Oh yes, looking forward to that.
It's when all the characters come out into the real world. Because I've seen clips of the behind the scenes from The Rock's Instagram, and it had the kid who would go into the game and play Dwayne Johnson's character. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting. I love the Jumanji movies. I love the first one, Robin Williams. That was one of my absolute favorite movies as a kid.
I think this so far, the two of the trilogy they've done haven't disappointed. I've enjoyed each one of them.
They've just been good fun.
They're popcorn films, and it's just fun. A lot of action, a lot of laughs, and you go away feeling really good.
And you can see one thing about the cast is you see The Rock and Kevin Hart. They're good together and they're having fun, and they come up with some of the funniest ideas. Like the part where they learn how to check their stats. The part where The Rock just slams his hand, just boom, right into Kevin Hart's chest. They start cracking up when they do it, and he's like, "Oh," Rock's like, I'm sorry." He's like, "No, dude, that's awesome. Let's do this." They just work off, and you bring in Jack Black and Karen Gillan, who I've loved since Doctor. I first saw her
Doctor Who. Yeah,
it's a great cast, and then you bring in
Danny DeVito and Danny Glover in the second one.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. That's all I can say about them.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to watch them again. Yes.
The other one that's coming out now, Lionsgate just put this out last night. Jason Statham is coming out with another movie called Mutiny. It's sort of like Die Hard on a boat in a way, because it's basically he's trying to track down some human traffickers.
That's interesting.
And he's on the boat with the traffickers and the people that they have in the cargo units, and he's just battling them on the boat.
That sounds quite interesting. Wasn't Under Siege supposed to be Die Hard on a boat with I forget. Yeah, it's Steven Seagal, was it?
Well, yeah. Erica.
Oh,
yes. What was her name?
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. They're doing a movie called The Social Reckoning, which is the Social Network, which is going to be based off the 2021 Facebook file leaks.
Oh, that would be an interesting. Yeah. I'm also excited. I want to see the trailer before I get really excited. But Resident Evil, a reboot of Resident Evil as a film. I always loved the ones with Mila Djokovic.
Yes.
So I'm hoping this is in the same vein.
It's today. It's supposed to be today. The trailer's supposed to be today.
Looking forward to that one. Yeah. I like a good zombie flick. I really do.
Yeah, there's one called Passenger, which is really good. And it looks good. It's good horror. It's about people that disappear on the road.
Fun fact about the Resident Evil movies before we get too far away from them real quick. Sorry. If you Google my name, which I'm not going to say it, I have the same name as a big baddie who dies in one of the Resident Evil movies. I'm thinking it's like the first Google search is my name. I'm like, oh, really? I finally get a name in a badass movie, and I'm the bad guy who dies at the end.
Your last name's Umbrella?
I'm Dorothy. Hi, how you doing? Or whatever that little holographic girl's name was.
Oh, she was the other
one,
Red Queen, wasn't
Angel
she?
Studios.
Yeah, but she was based off a real girl, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
I thought her name was
in the
Dorothy.
movie. Dorothy. I forget that was the second movie, I think.
I remember I went one time to a little con that we used to have down at our fine arts center, and I'm walking through the parking lot to the door, and I see a Jurassic Park Jeep, a Umbrella Corporation Jeep, and the Ecto 1. I'm thinking, holy shit, things are about to go down.
The other one from Angel, I forgot about this one. This was with Neil McDonough. They're redoing Angel and the Bad Man, John Wayne's Angel and the Bad Man.
With who?
Neil McDonough. He was what's his name in The Flash? He played the sorcerer in The Flash and the other series corresponding to them.
The sorcerer? I don't remember that character.
What's his name? I can't remember. Hold on a minute. Let me pull it up.
I'm going through the cast that I can think of in my head of The Flash. I watched that until about season 3 or 4, or whichever season was after when they got rid of Elongated Man. They spent an entire season building up Ralph.
Well, he wasn't officially on it, but it was like all the series. Hold on a minute. Let me just bring his. Where are we here? Arrow. Okay, here we go. Because definitely he was in Arrow. Of course, you're not going to give me one.
Neil McDowell,
aren't you, Internet? Yeah, Neil McDowell.
Yeah,
that was
you said Dumber.
There he goes. Damien
yes,
Dark.
He was
Damien Dark
Dugan in the first in the Captain America movie. The guy with the big bowler hat and mustache. He's kind of been blacklisted from Hollywood because they wanted him to do a sex scene in a movie that he was film. And he said, no, the only woman I will ever kiss or touch that way is my wife. And he got blacklisted. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. So he's going to be doing the Angel and the Bad Man. If you didn't see that, John Wayne. That's an really old John Wayne Western.
He was the bad guy in
Angel's
Walking
too,
Tall with The Rock.
That's right. That's one of my
He's been the
favorite
villain
movies
in
from
a
when.
fair amount of movies.
Yeah.
Oh, he plays
Yeah.
an amazing.
He always play a bad guy. He was also in Tulsa
Yep.
King. He's currently in Tulsa King right now. In fact, he's running for governor of the state
What else?
in Oklahoma.
my
So he's running for
favorite,
governor in Oklahoma in the series.
He's one of my favorite actors. I love him. He's
Mhm.
been in a lot of DC
Mhm.
stuff doing voice acting. He was Deadshot and he was Bison in an animated movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've reached almost the first hour of the show. So, do you know what time it is now? It's time for a bit of the Asylum moment of the week. And we got a good one. Okay. Having some bit of troubles. This happened a couple weeks ago. Disney's been having some issues. Now, and not on this end of the world, but over in Paris and in Asia. Seems like their animatronics are either being attacked or falling apart or on there. Now, you've seen Olaf now. This is the new animatronic that they brought out where Olaf is walking around Disney, and greeting people and all that, and this is what happened.
How traumatizing would that be for a kid?
That is.
Now, later they had to put out a video of him walking around, saying that everything's okay. He's not dead, to that point. Now, if you thought that was bad, okay, it gets worse. This was at, I believe it was Tokyo, coming up in a minute here. And
oh my god!
Crows
I saw that. That's hilarious.
on Rapunzel's hair.
It's good nesting material, and it grows back. So,
well, no, it looks like they were eating it at certain points because they would just pick it away on it. They had to remove the animatronic out of the position on there because it was a constant attack on the animatronic on there. And it's just like Disney's sitting there like, we can't win on this situation, can we?
I think with the snowman here, just get rid of the animatronics and bring back the midgets. Put a midget in a seat. You know what? Keep someone employed.
Peter Dinklage might have something to say against that.
Well, they don't get him. He's not going to do it. He's too expensive anyway. There's lots of other midgets that I'm sure would be. They're all mad that Dinklage is taking away their jobs, saying that dwarves shouldn't be short anyway.
Snow White. No, yeah.
So there you go. Some more jobs.
So that's our Asylum moment of the week. It's just a little fun, little tease going on over in Disney. Especially now that I just heard today that they just got the the Demolition Crew licensing ready to tear apart a section of Disneyland and replacing it with what the hell is that movie?
DEI Land.
That what? I'm sorry.
I said DEI Land.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's on there. No, it's that movie with the. Oh God, I can't even think. Today I'm having one of those days. It's one of those days today. Avatar.
Oh, that's been in plan for years, hasn't it? Then they
but the
Pandora.
Pandora, but Pandora on the West Coast. They're putting one together.
Do they have it down in Orlando? I don't know.
Partially, it's in the
it's been like
25
years.
It's in
been
the
like
Animal
25
Kingdom.
years since I've been to Disney
They have like
World.
the river cruise, and then they have the one where you're
Okay.
riding one of the creatures.
Okay.
That ride. So they have it on there, but they were planning to demolish a big section of Disneyland itself, not inside the Magic Kingdom, outside in one of the other parks there, that they were going to start demolishing sections of it to make room for Pandora on there. So they're going to do like a whole Pandora thing, which by the time they finish this, nobody's going to care.
Nobody cares now because
Nobody cares now. Imagine
the last two movies have done nothing compared to what the first one did.
I mean, figure what, 5 years, 6 years this is going to take
At
to
least.
demolish and build, and by the time on that, nobody's going to give a shit.
At least they'll
isn't
get this
there-
done faster than that fucking bullet train that they tried to build.
Oh
Is
well,
I
guess
believe
what?
there's more Avatar movies planned now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
thought they said he was going to make 9 of them or something.
God,
No, I think he's going to
he had a
one
lot.
more.
Some
because
god-awfully
he's at
high
what
number.
3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
Well,
3.
the last
3?
2 Avatar
Okay.
movies still made, I think it was $1 billion on the one, 1.4 billion on the one, 2.3 billion on the other. So it's not small chump change here, However, I've never seen a movie that has made so much at the box office that no one ever talks about.
Yeah. Well, the first one, remember
Culturally,
how
it's had no impact, really.
everyone
they're-
was
they're
so just
boring.
in awe
Yeah.
when the first one came out of how they filmed it. Back when the first one came out, it was really the first big blockbuster movie that used full motion capture like it did. And then the second, I remember seeing the first one and just being in awe of it. And I honestly, other than a few clips on YouTube Shorts, I have not seen the other 2, and I have no interest in seeing them.
Well, I tried to watch the second one. I fell asleep a bunch of times watching it. I
'Cause
just
you're
gave
old.
up. I didn't
dear.
bother. No, it's because it's
Old and
boring.
needs are yeah, I get
No,
it.
it was just old and boring. And I mean, it's just the the messaging is so ham-fisted, right? It's like
Like,
humans, tribal natives good, humans bad, and I'm like,
Stephen
there's just
Lang-
no, I don't, there's no subtlety to it at all. It's
Stephen Lang is one of my favorite. Who played the Colonel is an amazing actor. He was in that movie about the kids that break into the blind man's house. Like, what is it? Be Quiet, I think it's called.
Yeah, and they're coming out with another sequel to that, supposedly.
That would be the third one. Then
I have to look into it, but he was dead in the first movie, I think, and they brought him back for one of the other
he
movies.
died
They
in the
cloned him
first
or
movie.
something.
They
Yeah.
bought
He's
Sigourney
so-
Weaver's character back too.
He's so good that they had to go. Oh, we got to bring this guy back. Or otherwise
He's a really great actor. He played in one of my favorite short. This show deserved another season called Terra Nova. I did a video
Oh yeah,
on that.
Yes,
Terra
yes,
Nova
yes,
was
yes.
great.
It was so good. He played basically kind of the same character, but on the good side that he did in Avatar. He
Mhm.
played the prophet Samuel in the House of David, which is one of those big. I think we're seeing a lot of like Christian TV shows and movies a surge in those. He played the prophet Samuel, and he was really good in that. And he does a lot of voice acting too.
Yeah, when I was down in Florida, I worked for a production house that did a lot of those movies.
God, I wish they would bring that stuff to my part of Florida.
Well, you know what it is? It's mostly a lot of Baptist Christian churches that are doing it, and it was focus on the focus on the
Yeah.
family. That was the contract we had, was on focus on the family, and we did some kids stuff. We did a bunch of movies. With a lot of celebrities were in the movies on there. Tales about the devil and God, and it was all that situation. Some of them were good.
Yeah.
Some of them were like, okay, you got a little.
If I remember,
too
Focus on
preachy.
the Family, like one of the heads of Focus on the Family got in some trouble, and it kind of
Was it
company went
Hobson?
under. I don't remember. This was a long time ago. I know, but I grew up in church watching that Focus on the Family stuff. What was like?
And that's big in Florida. That company is
I
massive
wanna
in Florida.
say Focus on the Family did a TV show when I was a kid called McGee and Me.
Yes, we had
Oh
some of the tapes came through us on the early stuff from them.
I remember
and the other one, something Island.
I don't remember.
Papa,
Just McGee and Me just has
Papaloosa
always
Island.
stuck with me because it had such an amazing intro. It was a kid. He was sitting there drawing at his desk, but he has a Rube Goldberg machine that's basically this whole like marble contraption. That's all it is turns on his pencil sharpener. And it was so cool. And the music, it had the only episode I remembered the title of was called Skate Expectations instead of Great Expectation. This is stuff that I remember from when I was like early 90s when I was like 4 or 5, which I know y'all were probably married and all that by then. But this is stuff that it's always stuck with me. And the music was a good intro.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up on here. What the hell was it called? Yeah, they had Adventures in Odyssey. They had Clubhouse
Yep.
Magazine, Clubhouse Junior, and there was Papa Pulu. I couldn't remember what the hell was that called. And it was a puppet one. And this is the stuff we were duplicating. Besides the Tybo contract we had, Billy Blank's Tybo, we were making freaking millions of copies on that. And when back then, that was when it was like that videotape exploded onto the scene no, prior to the internet, and that was selling out like crazy to that point. But moving on to the situation on there. Here's some things. This was supposed to be a part of the beginning of the show, but since Jason came in, he was a little time with us. We had to skip over it, so we'll go back to this. A couple of things that have been at CinemaCon and also outside of it as well. Some major announcements is we got this. Come on, slow today. Speed Racer is coming back in literally a couple of days. You'll be able to see this in IMAX because there is
the 2010s movie.
Yeah, this is the last movie they made.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great film, great soundtrack, underrated for on there. It looked like a speed race. What speed
John
racers
Goodman
look
is
like
the
in live
perfect
action.
Pops.
Oh he was fantastic.
And what was her name? Mom, who played the mom?
What's her name from Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, this is coming out. I know that they're supposed to be a 4K release of this
Susan
on
Sarandon.
Blu-ray. Susan Sarandon, thank you. There's going to be a 4K release on that. I think that is coming up after this
great.
run.
I love.
There.
I thought
seeing this on IMAX. Could you imagine this on IMAX?
Yeah.
Especially that
the cars
ending
in this
scene
movie
with
were so cool.
the
Like, they're
race
not
at
on
the
an
end of this
axle.
movie.
The car, the wheels are not on an axle. They're on this turning, almost like a cartwheel, like when you a grocery cartwheel almost, and they're just it's so cool. It's like the final lap, he's just tearing through it, almost like kung fu with cars.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing, and I like that they had the what was it called? They had Snake in there. The car acrobatic. They had parts of the car acrobatic team, which I loved in the original animated cartoon.
Yeah, it's a great movie. And who played the bad guy? I can't remember his name.
That was
Roger Allam,
and he was
as Royal.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah, this is one
fight
of those movies
scenes. The street. The Speed Racer fight scenes were totally choreographed, like if you were watching the cartoon.
Were those ninjas? More like nunjas. It's a shame what passes as a ninja nowadays.
Goodman was great. He was having
up
fun
for
on
that
that
movie.
set.
Holy shit! It's like you see him he's standing there, and you see on his ring, he pans to his rings like a wrestling state champion, and you hear the ninja. And he just these Western wrestling moves and speeds kicking butt, and then Sparky's just getting his butt kicked the entire movie.
Sparky always got into trouble to that situation.
Yeah. And it's a fun, great movie that you could tell
and Spritle and Chim Chim were good too.
You could tell it was CGI, but it was like this animated CGI that really fit in with the aesthetics of the past Speed Racer franchises, shows and stuff that you used to watch in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, and this is the last thing the true Wachowski brother made.
Well,
before they
Wachowski brothers,
before they
they changed
decided to cut some things out of their potential body.
I like their directing when it came to films like The Matrix and stuff that. I never heard of this film, so thanks. It's on my list.
Gotta go watch.
I got to watch.
Oh, you have to watch this.
I've got to watch this.
Guy they got to play Speed, Emil Hirsch. I don't know what else I've seen. He was the guy in Girl Next Door. What else has he been in?
And Trixie was played by what's her name?
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci, yeah.
Beautiful in this. It's like she
Oh, yeah.
It's like she took
took it right off the TV and played it. Like, she was like, cool beans. She had all the sayings, and the Mach 5 was just gorgeous. The way they did the Mach 5 was just gorgeous. They actually built these cars for the movie. Like, you could go to museums now and see the Mach 5 from the movie, and it has the blades out and the shield. They had all the gadgets from the TV show. It was so good.
And Matthew Fox playing Racer X.
Well, which one? You had 2 Racer X's in this. You had Scott. What's his name? Matthew Fox as
Scott Porter played the other. Yeah,
as a Rex Racer, I should say.
Right, and then you had. I'm trying to remember. There's one of the Asian actors in here is Major. I don't see it on the credits here because he's in
Park?
Shogun. No, not June
June
Park. The father, the one that plays the father.
Give me a second. I'm looking at the Google. The Google is not telling me.
You know, and it's not even on the main credits, and he's in the movie.
So
Hang on,
He has like. Was that
this is based on an anime manga?
Yes.
So,
one of the first animes, probably?
Yeah, one of the earliest.
Yeah, it's a pretty early Japanese anime.
It's like, it's so bad. It's like, I told you not to race because you're not supposed to race because it is dangerous. Ha! That kind of anime dubbing back. I grew up watching the reruns on like Boomerang.
Rain was also in this as well.
But this is
and here goes Hiroyuki Sandaya, who's in also the Shogun series.
Okay, yes, I recognize him now. His picture on Google I didn't recognize without those cool glasses.
Yeah,
he was in The Last Samurai. That's right.
Yeah, and he's in The Last Samurai also. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's also in Mortal Kombat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was. I think he was Scorpion.
Scorpion. He's playing Scorpion in the new
He's
film
coming back
that's
as.
coming out.
I still need to review that.
So this is coming out the 20th. Go to your theater. Go to see it in IMAX because this is going to look gorgeous in IMAX.
Oh yeah,
on that. But if you don't, get the 4K when it gets released, or just watch it in general because it is a great. Is it still free? Hang on, because it was free on YouTube at one point. Let me just backtrack here a little bit.
Let's see.
Back one more. Watch movie. Let's see. No, it's not anymore. It was free on YouTube for the longest. But like I said, it's worth the watch, especially for that last race. The CGI on it, because it's not one straight race. I mean, it's just a roller coaster. You know, your cars are jumping, you know, the curves, slide, you know, drifting, and you know,
you literally have parts of the track that are just complete vertical inclines, and the cars are just zoom. It's almost like Carfu. I'd call it Carfu in some parts.
The first decline on there where you're going up, and then there's that drop that is just
it's
literally
almost like a roller coaster.
Yeah, but no, closer. It's like almost flat going downward. It's like the car could end up flying off the track, you know, because it's so low on that. But like I said,
the anime is on Tubi, both the Speed Racer
versions.
And Mach Go.
Mach a Go, which they did incorporate it into the soundtrack. They combined both the English.
I have that on my playlist on YouTube.
It's what's the name? Ali something that they combined both songs together.
Yeah.
And created one long song to it, and it's a great cut because you know there's like, you know, go Speed Racer, Mach a Go. You know, it's back and forth on that. It's a great song. Great combining it.
You'll be hard pressed to find fewer another anime. Maybe there's been a few that have impacted Western culture like Speed Racer.
Yeah, I mean they tried to bring it back, Nickelodeon and all that, and didn't do well on them.
They tried a few times. Like when I was a kid, I watched Dexter's Lab, and one of the first episodes was like instead of like race cars, it was soapbox derby.
Yes.
Dexter was Speed Racer. Their dad was Pops, and Dee Dee was Racer X. Who the dad thought she had died in like the last year's, like, but she was just standing behind him the
He's
whole
like,
time.
I'm right here. So,
Oh, you know, I never. And it has that cadence that the original cartoons do. Like they talk in that cadence that I mentioned a minute ago. It was
and
so
you
funny.
can watch it on Tubi TV. Tubi TV has Dexter's Laboratories.
I loved it until Eddie Tartakovsky left and they changed the art style.
So let's move on because we got still a lot more on here. Also, what's coming out, and this should be very soon on there. Another movie, a great film done by the great Arnold, is basically one of his original films, Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
Conan is getting a 4K release finally. 2-disc set.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You know, I think this is Arrow. Yeah, Arrow's doing this. Arrow's been really good at this. They're also
What is
doing
best
Inner
in
Space
life?
also.
To crush your enemies, see them driven
Yeah.
before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, this
They're
that's
also
one of my
doing Inner
favorites.
Space at the same time. So it's basically they're both coming out. If you've not seen the Arrow stuff, their remasters are very good. I mean, they've been
James
like
Earl
one or
Jones
two.
is Tulsa
you know.
Doom. James Earl Jones is Tulsa Doom in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Chef's kiss. Oh my god, he is so good in that movie.
Oh,
this
it's a
in Conan.
fantastic film. I saw this in the theaters when it first came out, and it was like, holy shit, this is such a great film.
They
And this is
tried
at
to
the
do
s-
this. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. This is at the same time fantasy films like this were major.
Oh yes, yes.
Sword and the Sorcerer, the Barbarians.
Cole.
You know, there's a ton of some of them were good. Some of them were low budget that was like, you know, B-rated girl, naked girl type, but they were also still very good. And it was that 80s period from about, this time period to about 92 that they were, Ator, there's a bunch of others that were
Red
major
Sonja.
hits. Red Sonja, even though Red Sonja is not that great of a movie, but still, a lot of people went to go see it.
They wanted Arnold to come and do a third Conan movie, but he refused. So that's the reason they made Cole the Conqueror with Kevin Sorbo. Because Cole is actually, I think, one of the lesser known characters in the Conan universe.
Yep.
And they wanted Arnold to. And the cool thing that I like, a funny fact about this movie, it was so cold when they were filming in Northern Europe that to get the to keep the blood from freezing, they mixed it with vodka.
Yep.
I had a friend who had a replica Atlantean sword on his wall, and it was so cool. And it was just a huge, heavy piece of steel sword. It was like, oh my god.
Snob, you've been quiet. What's your opinion on this?
Yeah. I mean, Conan's a great movie. Both of them were quite good. I mean, it's awesome. Is it just the first? Did the second one get to?
It's probably going to be right behind it.
Probably in the
thing. Girl, oh my god, the girl that's in that movie, I had such a crush on.
The second one?
Yeah, but not her playing the princess. She's
Mako
on
was
Law
in
and Order.
this movie.
She's in Law and Order: Criminal Intent as a villain, and she shows up more than once on there. Let me pull up Law and Order.
I forgot Mako was in this movie.
Both Conan movies are good. They're very basic.
They're peak sword and sorcery, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hard pressed to think of a different, better. You're talking about the actress who played the princess. No, the other one.
Yeah, no, the one that played the young princess.
Olivia.
She went on to do
Olivia Diabu.
Yeah, Olivia Diablo. She went on to do a great role on Criminal Intent. She was Vincent D'Onofrio's villain.
She was
I hate
in.
To tell you this, but in that movie, she's 15 years old.
Oh no, that's not when I got the crush on her. I got the crush on her when she was on Criminal Intent.
Well, she's 15 in the movie.
I have to say, weren't you? How old were you when that movie came out? She was
when that movie came out. Let me see.
She was she did one of my favorite sports movies, The Big Green. That she played the British teacher who gets sent to like this like nowhere Midwest town and starts a soccer team with her kids. It had Ham Porter from the Sandlot. He was the goalie on the soccer team. So it was a lesser known Disney movie. Around the time that Mighty Ducks was big, they tried to do a soccer movie that it had he was in the Police Academy movies. He was the lead in the Police Academy movies.
Her name in Criminal Intent was Nicole Wallace. And she was like she came up like every couple episodes or so, and she was this psychopath that just literally, she had a hell of a body count. And every time they come close to arrest her, she either gets off or basically she escapes. And it goes on for quite some time till close to the end of the season, and she's sort of killed off screen. And it is just she sits there, she calling freaking she's like Bobby. She has this accent that's just it's incredible. If you watch the Law and Order Criminal Intent, look for the Nicole Wallace episodes. I think it's like 5 or 6 of them that she shows up.
Conan had Mako in it. That's where I first saw him.
Mako, yeah.
Is it Mako or Mako?
I think it's Mako. He was also in Chuck Norris movies.
Yeah, he was. Well, I talked when we were honoring Chuck a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was in the one I remember him specifically was in Sidekicks.
Yeah, he was in Sidekicks, and he was also an Eye for an Eye.
He was the original voice of Aku in Samurai Jack and Uncle Iroh before he passed away, because he was doing Iroh when he passed away.
Yep.
I want to say he was in Ninja Turtle. He was in Ninja
Now,
Turtles.
continuing on, because we got to get to the real good meat of this. The next is a box set that's coming out, and one of the great directors is finally getting a box set. I'm kind of disappointed in one of the movies that is on this box set, but still, all in all, it is a good box set, and it's Spielberg. Spielberg is getting his own box set, and it's going to contain Jaws, Close Encounters, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, and this is the one I can't believe they're putting this in the box set, War of the Worlds.
The Tom Cruise one?
Yeah, the Tom Cruise one.
Oh, my.
I would have preferred Minority Report in this box set.
Yes, that would have been so much better.
But it supposedly have over 25 hours of content in this box
Which
set.
Indiana Jones is that? I can't tell.
It's the Raiders.
Raiders
First
of
one.
the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
No.
The best one.
My favorite is The
absolutely.
Last Crusades. No, my favorite is The Last Crusades.
But yeah, this is one.
Is
hell of a
the
box
second
set.
one anybody's favorite though?
Yeah.
The Temple of Doom.
Yeah. Well, they never made it clear that
Spielberg.
it was a prequel.
Oh, I think Spielberg came out and he said it was a little. Somebody came out and said it was a little dark.
Yeah, I think it was.
They made
I
it
think
too dark.
Spielberg's been on record saying it was a bit too dark.
So,
it was. Yeah,
I'm gonna
it was
make
darker than he intended.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make y'all feel old again. When Jurassic Park came out, I was in kindergarten,
Right on.
and I went to my first sleepover for a friend's birthday party, and his parents let us watch Jurassic Park. Those raptors, when I was like 6 or 7, scared the shit out of me. They were scary for a 6-year-old kid. But Saving Private Ryan was one of his best movies ever.
And I think this is going to be a limited edition because supposedly there is, if you see on the paper on the side, there's a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
With this,
Yeah.
so it's probably
why
they're
would
probably
he put-
numbered when they do
Why
that.
would he put War of the Worlds in there? Like
I
just
know
think-
that's what I said too.
I'm just thinking like all those the other ones, all 7 of them are guaranteed. Yes, they should definitely be on the list for sure. But I'm pretty sure I could take out War of the Worlds and I could put something better in there.
Yeah, I would say Minority Report.
I have to look at the rest of them and
Yeah,
I would agree that I think Minority
Ready Player
Report would
One?
be better than that one. Would it? I mean, they're kind of they're somewhat. War of the Worlds wasn't that. No, Minority Report would be better. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
but we're finally getting an ET up.
AI, artificial intelligence, would have been a better choice than War of
Yeah.
the
I think
Worlds.
so.
Yeah.
I think
it's a little bit. I think it probably. You know what? I would agree because it's a much more. War of the Worlds is kind of very basic. AI is at least very. I mean, I don't think it's a great movie, but
The
it's at least
Goonies.
different. it's at least different. The Goonies would be better in there.
Goonies is good, but I wouldn't put it in a box
That's
set.
a classic.
It's a
Hook?
classic, but I wouldn't put it in a box set.
Hook.
I would put it on its own on a special set because it is one hell of a
Maybe he had
thrill
some
on there.
trouble getting.
Plus,
rights
also
to
they're talking sequel, possibly.
You have
to the
trouble getting
movie.
rights to certain movies, maybe
Yeah.
to put it in a box set. Who knows? I mean,
What
quite
about
possibly.
the Poltergeist? That would have been a good one to put in here.
I mean, so many of them.
Yeah, horror.
There's so
though.
many. But like I said, ET's getting it finally an upgrade, 4K upgrade on there. Jaws has already had theirs. Schindler's I think is the first time, and so is Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, get this. Speaking of Jaws, in schools, we cannot watch anything other than G movies, rated G movies. If we watch like PG movies, we have to send like ahead of time written permission forms home for the kids' parents to sign, and that you have this entire database online where you can sign in under your school and watch movies. Guess which movie? You will never believe which movie is available on this list, on this website.
What is
Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're watching this on the last day of school last year, and it's like the beginning when she's topless in the water and gets eaten by the shark. There
And
it
Jaws
is.
was a PG, and that was a PG then.
Was it? Maybe PG
It-
was as low
It was
as high as we
PG.
could
It was
go.
PG. It was PG at the. Well, I say when I saw it, it was PG. When I was a kid, I was 10 years old when this came.
And you know what? I never saw my kids more engrossed in anything than when we were watching Jaws.
See, when I was in high school, we had the R-rated movies, Terms of Endearment, and all the the PG-13, Our Golden Pond. Because I went to Catholic school. They had to do, the relationship.
I had a
movies and
teacher
Big Chill. the other
show
one.
us Airplane
Oh
my
Jesus!
sophomore year.
Jesus Christ!
What
That
what the thing was, he had run for school board my freshman year and lost. So he decided, I'm going to teach one more year and then retire. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit. So every time the woman, topless woman, would bounce across the screen, he'd just be like, stand up, waving his arms in front of the TV, and us kids,
Nothing
we're
to
little
see
boys are
here.
like, what is he doing? And we'd see the boobies. It's like, boobies in school.
Yeah.
2002 boobies. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And-
Jaws was PG when it came out. Spielberg had to make a cut because they were leaning towards R-rated, and he made a cut to just tone down the violence or the
Violence. Guy gets
gruesomeness.
devoured at the end of the
gore.
movie.
Probably the gore.
the gore. I think it's more the gore. I mean, come on, Star Wars. A guy gets his arm chopped off. But
You don't see any blood or anything.
in Star Wars, you see blood because he was allowed blood so long as you don't see the arm being chopped
Well,
off.
the
Where
77
hand
version
gets
didn't.
chopped off,
Yeah,
you
the
can't see
77
blood.
version you didn't. The updated version.
Oh,
they
right, you
added-
didn't in the 77, did you? Wow.
Yeah, the
So
77
fun
version
fact
did
about
not have it.
Saving Private Ryan. That was one of Nathan Fillion's first movie roles. He played the other Ryan. When they when they go up to the guy, hey, are you Private Ryan? He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And he's like, your brothers are dead. He's like, oh my God. He's like, my brothers are like, all of his brothers were under 10 years old.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that was one of Nathan Fillion's first big movie
Also, all these movies are steel box.
Oh, wow.
They're all steel box.
Wonder what price you're looking at. then.
Okay, get this. It's going to be
Yeah.
released June 9th. Price point $200.
Really?
$200. Amazon
Wow.
is already taking pre-orders.
I would think
Low.
400 or 500 if they're steel box. And
8 movies for $200.
$200. Plus
Wow.
$25
all
a
the
movie.
extra. There's like a ton of extras in this.
yeah,
$25 a movie. That's only slightly more than you would
What?
pay probably normally.
yeah.
And these are all good movies.
Yeah.
Close Encounters is one of my favorite Alien movies.
I just bought the 4K version of it just recently.
yeah.
I'm like,
Richard
damn! I
Dreyfuss-
just bought the 4K. Now this comes out.
Richard Dreyfuss is one of my favorite actors of all time. I loved him in Mr. Holland's Opus, Jaws, of course. He's a great actor. He played in that Wizard of Oz kind of ish TV miniseries called Tin Man. Had Neil McDowell in it as
Yeah, there we go again.
and
Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel is DQ or DG they called her.
Mhm.
It was Wizard of Oz in name only. It was so out
And
there.
from what I understand, the ET remaster does return the guns back.
Okay.
So you have guns back in the. I don't know if you ever heard this, Dean. The
No.
original ET, you had the FBI and the police and everything. They all had guns, shotguns, and everything out, chasing the kids down and everything like that. Later on, they edited it out. And South Park made fun of this. That literally they changed the guns to walkie-talkies.
I think I
remember.
vaguely recall
remember
it
that,
from the time. I remember watching it in the cinema when I was a young kid. So that's the version that's kind of burned into my memory. But I do remember, they that must have been odd. that
Even
must
the
have been
ride,
pointing
even the ride,
walkie-talkies
there are
at
no
people.
guns.
Really?
Like no guns in the ride. If you ever, I've ridden the ride in Universal Studios. It's like you have there's a part where you're on the bike and you're looking down at the cop. The cop doesn't have a gun out.
Yeah.
He just has.
Is he
walkie-talkie in
pointing a
hand.
walkie-talkie at you instead?
Yeah. That's similar to if you know 4Kids, when they came out with the Japanese animes,
Yes.
the 4Kids universe, and they did Yu-Gi-Oh, and the two guys comes running in and they're pointing their fingers at you. Stay right there, don't move. And in the Japanese version, they have guns in their hand.
Well,
In the
yeah,
American
remember
version, they're pointing fingers at you.
One Piece was notoriously bad for all that editing.
Yeah, exactly. So this is coming out June 9th to be exact on there. So it's probably going to go quick. I guarantee you this is going to go quick.
Oh, he did. Steven Spielberg did one of my favorite movies, 50 Goes West. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
See, that should have been on there too. That could have been on there also.
Or at least the first one, because the first one is also great. I loved it because it was John Wayne's last movie. He played the dog.
Yeah.
And it had Dom DeLuise as Tiger, coming back as Tiger from the first movie. And he's like, give him the lazy eye. And he's like, goes crazy. It's one of my favorite.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
I love that movie.
like I said, this is coming out. Save your money. It'll be out soon on there. So we're going to finish this off today. Those of you out there, I've said this on Jason's show on Sci-Fi 50 Me. We talked about a little bit about this. The rising animation from YouTubers that has been doing very well for itself, and YouTube is even noticing that as well. That you have a lot of people that are doing these cartoons, animations that are doing very well itself. Some of them have been getting contracts with other streaming sites itself. Has it been Hotel? I think it's called.
I liked the pilot of Has Been Hotel so much better than the series of what they turned it into.
But it's been
Alistair,
doing it.
Alistair is a great character. He's one of my favorite.
Another one is basically right now that's really good, and Snob just did this on Top Lofty Lounge, is the Amazing Digital Circus, which we've just found out that basically I think it's the last of it is going to hit theaters first before it hits YouTube.
Yeah, so they're making it the last act is episode 9. It's an hour long, which is about twice as long as the normal. Usually they're between 20 and sort of 38 minutes. They're going to show episode 8 with it as well. So 8 is released on already released a couple weeks ago, a month ago on YouTube, but they're going to put those two together and you're going to see it. So it's going to be about an hour and a half, hour and 30. I think episode 8 is 38 minutes, so it'll be like an hour 38 minutes, and you'll see both of those together. You'll see the first part, episode 8, and then go right into 9.
Yeah, and then we're hearing a lot of the fans are upset because it's going to theaters first. Now I can understand what they're getting at, and they did really digital. The company that put it behind did put out a note out to the fans. Let me see if I can get this up. Come on, there we go. Basically saying, listen, we're trying something new out. That basically that they want to expand to create another project for the theaters, and this is their first step to doing this. And basically, they're looking to create more animation projects, and they're looking probably to make a full-length motion picture. Is their next point. Now, most of you have not realized this. Now, Phantom Events is doing this, and basically, they've already started pre-sales to it. Today, The Wrap has released this. Come on. The Amazing Digital Circus finale sets ticket pre-sale record for a Phantom exclusive. They have already hit $5 million. This movie's releasing in June. They've already collected $5 million in ticket sales. And basically, they're adding more times to audience. I know Snob, you had said that you were looking at some changes on their scheduling.
So the one theater that I was looking to go to had 2 show times on one day, and now they've added 3 more days. So they've times 4, 400% more show times at the one theater that I looked at that's closest to me. So I got to say, I think the fans are a bit whiny. You've enjoyed 8 episodes of free animation that if you're a fan, you obviously like it. I mean, if you don't want to pay to go and see it in the theater, you don't have to pay. I mean, it'll be 2 weeks before it comes out. 15 days later, it's going to come out normally. So you can wait or don't wait. Like, it's your choice.
No. That's just the fans are just being whitey. No, they're expressing outcry of being screwed over again by these money grubbing studios that just want to make money.
No, this is themselves. No, this is themselves
the
putting this out,
they
working with
made.
fandom.
How much money have they made? They put all this out for free on YouTube.
Why is
They've only been making money off of their merch sales primarily. Now they made some money off of Netflix. They put the show onto Netflix, but they didn't make it exclusive to Netflix. You can still watch it on YouTube. This theater, this animation studio is the nicest guys you've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I mean, this whole wait your 2 weeks. I mean,
yeah.
You
okay, Outpost? You okay?
I'm getting serious lag.
Oh, okay.
Freezing up.
These fans are crazy, man. Like, I mean, these guys and these guys want. Of course, this is going to be the first time that a small animation studio has ever had a theater, worldwide theater release. Like, this is a big deal. They are paving the way for potentially other smaller animation studios to be able to release their stuff in a big movie theater and finally make some money, doing this stuff.
Yeah, so, YouTube is looking to expand on this too. If YouTube is saying, "Hey, listen, we're doing very well with this stuff. We want to recommend this stuff." They got something here.
I mean, YouTube's making money off of these guys from their ads on YouTube.
Yeah,
like the only people not making money are the people who are actually making the content. I mean, they're making, I shouldn't say they're making some money on it. Their merch stuff is fairly popular. But that's how they're making money. This is crazy. Like, Disney doesn't release their animation for free on YouTube. I mean, no one cries when they have to go to see the latest, Train Your Dragon or Moana or whatever in theaters. Like, what the hell's wrong with these people? They're crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta make money. If they don't make money, they can't make more.
Yeah, and just this week, right here in New York, Glitch has opened a pop-up shop temporarily till the 26th. And they're selling their merch. And we got some pictures on there from their store here. Let me just go on a little bit. There we go. There's a little bit of the pop-up on there. We got more on this. Let's see. A little fun with the employees there. And let's go on a little bit more. As you can see, people are coming in on this. Supposedly that you made reservations. Snob had just told me that they had opened the store without reservations. So
they had. I saw it on. It opened. Was it yesterday? What's the day?
It opened on the 10th.
The 10th. Okay. Well, the day it opened, I saw a Twitter post from them that came up and said, saying, "Hey, we have things, but we're gonna open it to everybody. Come on down." So it was just a thing they did on the day of. But I mean, you look at the store. I mean, it's not like it's like the pictures you showed. It's not packed. Like, it's not like there's not people killing each other to get in there. So let's not pretend that they're making a fortune off their merchandise. I'm sure they're making good money because they're obviously able to keep going. But they're not sitting on their pile of gold like Scrooge McDuck or something. So any of the fans whining about how, oh, I have to wait 2 weeks to see the finale. I mean, you saw the whole thing for free up to now. Pay the ticket prices and go. It's just a standard movie ticket type price. Pay it and go see it 2 weeks early, or stay off of Twitter and oh, I might get spoiled. Well, too bad. Close your eyes. Don't read social media. Whatever you have to do to not get spoilers.
Yeah. You've got a bunch of people who've taken time and they've made a risk. They've given up a lot of their energy to create the series. They struck it big. It's resonated with people. Yeah, let them make their money because they really deserve it. And I'm with you, Snob, on this one. Sometimes the fans can be a bit whiny, and in this instance, if you've enjoyed eight episodes and you really love it, then support them. Go to the cinema, see it, put money in their pocket so they can continue to do this and get bigger and better and provide even more entertainment.
And this show's been going on for a couple years. Like, this is like, it takes them a long time to make this stuff. This is not something that, like, I'd have to double check. The first episode came out in 2022, I think, 23, something like that. Like, it's not like, we've been getting, it's a long time between. I mean, if you watch the show, you can see that's very detailed animation and stuff like that. It takes them a while to do it. And if you don't, so I don't have any time. If you're a fan whining about this 2 weeks, choke yourself. I mean, wake up.
I mean, you have like guys.
I understand. I understand that from the background, the guys who run the studio, they tried to, the studios, the theaters wanted two months of access to this, and no, we want to put it in the theater 2 months before. I mean, they can roll it in the theater, and that's what they wanted, which is apparently the standard, I guess. And they said no, maximum a week. And the studios are like, no way, we're giving you a week. And so they compromised to 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, they went with Phantom. Phantom and let it do.
2 weeks is not a long time.
No, it's not. I mean, you got like guys like Meat Canyon out there, who's now on freaking Tubi for free on there. And what was the other one? The one with the Warhammer. God, you know the one, Snob.
The Warhammer.
The Warhammer one, the guys.
Oh yeah, Space King.
Space King, thank you, Space King. Space King is, they haven't started putting it on Tubi yet, but the studio that does that, they're headed to to expand also as well.
I mean, I look at my media consumption, visual media consumption, and there's nothing I'm looking, like I look forward to an episode of Space King, but there's nothing I'm sitting here going, oh, I can't wait till this TV show comes out. Like the good, well-written visual media stuff is few and far between. Mm-hmm. And it's funny that I have to go to, look at these small independent animation studios that put their stuff on YouTube to find something that is actually well-written and interesting to watch. So yeah, the studio put out, the Glitch, they put out a very apologetic. The letter is fairly apologetic. Hey, we're sorry, and I mean, at least they put out more. Many more. Like I said, there's 4 times the amount in that one theater that I was looking at going to. So I mean, I think they probably did that. I mean, they didn't do it purposefully, but I would suggest that they probably put it out there and like, okay, let's put it out there. I mean, and if we do really well, can we add on more and stuff like that, hoping that they would. And they got such a great response. Like the day it came out, I was going to go, I was going to book it on the theaters. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's some seats left. Oh, they're pretty crappy seats. I wouldn't mind getting a good seat. I didn't, book in time. I was doing a bunch of stuff, but they basically sold out, within like a couple hours sort of. So now I'm going to have to go on a different date, but at least maybe I'll get a good seat. But yeah, it's it's crazy. I can't believe this was a big backlash like this. Wait 2 weeks, you get to see it for free on YouTube. Still, you still don't have to pay.
The other one that came from online is the Freak Brothers, which is just now coming out this week. That's another one on there, and it's on Tubi. That's free. If you haven't seen the Freak Brothers, it's insane. It's about 3 stoners from the 1960s and they end up taking the best marijuana choke for the best smoke on there. They end up passing out, and they end up waking up in the present day. And they're not older or anything like that. They're still the same age and everything like that. They wake up in the basement, and their home has been taken over by, a bit of a woke type type situation, and they're subjected to the insanity of our time on there. But there's still a bunch of stoners.
It's a pretty
The
good
insane
premise.
things that goes on. Yeah, it's right now. It's 2 seasons are available. Third season should be on there. It's not the greatest in the world, but the thing about it is, it's another independent animated that made it big. That it got out there. There's a couple of others that have hit the Tubi range as
Yeah,
well.
I mean,
And they're all indie. They're indie
if
cartoons.
you want something that's well written, maybe a little edgier, a little more out there, a little bit pushing the boundaries a bit, you can't get it from Hollywood. You've got to go to the independents. That's the only, Space King's a perfect example. Huge parody of all that, and it is quite hilarious. Cam and I love it, but I'm just waiting for the next one to drop. Yeah, I mean, you can't get it from Hollywood.
Brickleberry, who ended up doing Paradise PD, which that's over Netflix, and they did Fazar also, which that's the other one. Now they're in the middle of kickstarting because they basically their shows have been canceled. They're trying to put out a comic with a combo Paradise Fazar crossover, which I don't know how the hell they're going to do that, because Fazar is like some future planet somewhere on there. Paradise PD and Brickleberry does cross over to each other, but Fazar is in another universe. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're creating a comic to finish the story. So right now they're in the middle of kickstarting on that because they couldn't get anybody on there, but they've talked that they could animate this, down the line if they get enough money to do this. So it's like I said, this is what's going on.
I think the studios are
and considering the universe now where anime and manga are king. Yeah, go ahead, Outpost. I'm sorry.
I think we're coming into a world where studios are realizing we're going to be obsolete sooner rather than later. Because so many of the biggest, excuse me, the biggest successes, I'd say, within the last few years have been crowdfunded. Look at the Critical Role. Look at the Mystery Science Theater 3000 remake they did. Some of the biggest Kickstarters ever. And they went on to just become their own monster that really do not need these big studios. Like, yes, the Critical Role shows are all on Amazon, but Amazon doesn't have any creative license in them. So I think we're seeing
Mystery just
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was finishing up.
Mystery Science just crowdfunded a new one, a new
so.
season, but this time they're combining with the other show. The other guys had that other Rift Tracks. They're combining that. They're bringing back a good amount of. They're bringing back Bobo, Brain Guy, the pretty much almost all the characters from the original series. Cool. They're skipping over all the characters they brought onto Netflix and beyond, and the two guys that did the original Crow and Servo they'll be voicing those characters.
Well,
and they're doing, I think, 4 movies. I think
this is more to do with creative bankruptcy in Hollywood. They can't make anything, good or new. I mean, even everyone's raving about, the Andy Weir movie that
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary and Project Hail Mary, and I saw it, and it's good. But it is not groundbreaking science fiction in any way. It's a very basic story about, a friendship between a guy and an alien rock. And it's good. I enjoyed it. but like, let's not say that it's groundbreaking, that it's, it is out there science fiction, or it's not bringing anything super new to the genre at all. I still recommend people go and see it, but and the thing is that like that is the best movie. Maybe it might be the best movie of the entire year to come out. Project Hail Mary, and to me, like I said, a good movie. But if this was the 80s or early 90s, that would be an average movie, quality wise. People would go and see it and they say, yeah, I enjoyed it, but it would be in there with all the various 80s movies that we saw. And that's just an example of how far Hollywood has fallen and how poorly they're making movies nowadays, that, we have to go to, these small independent studios to see anything that's a little bit, a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that I know that Hail Mary was from a book onto there, but back in 2024, Sandler did something similar called Spaceman.
Yeah, and
And he did that with a big spider.
Yeah, I'm not to, like I said, I don't want to crap on anyone who likes the movie or Andy Weir's books
No, it's no crap
or anything. And I, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. It was good, but a lot of the science fiction writers who end up writing for these, and they get their movies into Hollywood is. I don't want to be too much of a snob, but they're not groundbreaking science fiction. Andy Weir is, he's a good writer. The Martian was good. This movie is good, but they write what I would call, science fiction for the masses. Right? It's not for science fiction, aficionados or snobs like me. Like, that's the stuff that's a little bit more out there. Ready Player One is an example. That's science fiction. It's written for a general audience, for a wide audience as possible. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just shows that Hollywood can barely get these people. The sort of the general science fiction for the masses in there and do a good job with those movies. They can barely do that. There's no way they're going to be doing these out there stuff.
Yeah. What was the last science fiction film, you think that was for science fiction fanados, snobs?
I don't know.
What was the last one?
It's hard to say that, because then, because then things get, we see them and then they become mainstream as they get. Maybe 2001 is pretty out there. I mean, that's 1967. That's long ago.
Yeah,
I'd have to think about it.
2010 would probably be on the tails of that one then as well.
Maybe, yeah. We're gonna watch that this week. But there's certain, the guy who wrote Contact, Michael Crichton, writes his stuff is all like a lot of it some of it comes into the science fiction genre, but it's, like I said, it's written for a mainstream audience, right? Like, it's not written for science fiction fans. You got to go into the really deeper, stuff.
Well, I know who I'm not sending my story to now.
What's that? Sorry.
I said, well, I know who I'm not sending my story to now to review. I'm kidding.
No, here's
it's not
for
about
you.
It's not about. I'm not saying that. Look, I'm not saying Michael Crichton is a bad writer. I'm not saying Andy Weir is a bad writer. I'm not saying these guys. Carl Sagan, Contact would be. With what's her name. I'm not saying they're bad writers. It's just that they're writing they're trying to make their stuff as palatable to as successful as possible, as palatable to a general audience, right? These are not guys like, Philip Jose Farmer or Larry Niven or, Brin or Bear or any of these guys who are writing much more out there science fiction, little wackier things, which would, be hard to put on film, which is why a lot of them don't get put on film. And some of them, some of the, the science fiction written in the 70s and 80s and stuff, couldn't have been put on film because the visuals, you'd be like, how are we going to do that? How can we do that? Now, you could do it in animation, and with the way that, digital stuff has been going nowadays, you could probably do a lot more of these things, which I'm sure were rejected because they're like, we could never put that on film. That's just too.
Well, here's one that, was put on film, has been called a horror movie itself, and it's a Dean Koontz book. It's called the Julie Christie and the Demon Seed. Most people consider it a horror film because it's basically it's they say, well, it's a computer that's trying to impregnate this woman, and she's kept her trap. But this movie is artificial intelligence in 1977. Put that in there. That this is a whole movie about an artificial intelligence that ends up kidnapping a woman that has claustrophobia and is trying to sort of advance itself by impregnating her. And it's really, it's on Tubi right now. It's really well done. The director's fantastic. The special effects, the on here ahead of its time, and still is rated as a horror movie.
Well,
the studios put it out as that, and it's not now that they're starting to throw sci-fi into it, the sci-fi horror.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, because Coots is, I haven't read much of his stuff, but he's generally like a suspense thriller writer who throws in elements of horror, fantasy, science fiction, mystery. Like, I don't, it's classification, whatever. But you generally, I don't think you'd say that he was a sci-fi writer who has these other things. You would say that he is a
there's
suspense thriller writer, and he,
yeah.
Has various elements of those other genres that he puts in. So, if you want
there's
to
a
be
scene,
purist
there's
or
a
whatever,
great
but,
scene in this movie. When the AI system has taken over the house and all that, guy comes over to visit the main character played by Julie Christie. Her name's Susan Harris. There's like TV monitor that you could talk to someone. You press the doorbell, and they come on the screen. Hey, how you doing? To that point, the AI system created a fake. The way we see AI fakes today, 1977. Did this, put it in the movie that basically, hi, I'm not here. I'm here, but I'm too busy to talk to you. Could you come back another day? To that point.
Yeah.
Long before on this, it's the same thing with Looker. Same thing with Michael Crichton's Looker on there. AI before AI was ever thought to put.
Well,
before the internet,
Yeah, there's there's tons of stories like that. Science fiction writers have been thinking up stuff.
Oh yeah.
Years and years before it comes true. You can find just about any prediction that you want to pull out that someone's written about it in the 50s, 60s or whatever.
I think we're just doomed. Any geeky sci-fi written material. So I'm looking at Dune. I've read the books, love it. The moment they translate it to film, the moment they transfer it, it has to be adapted for the masses. It has to be adapted to have a wider appeal. And I think we lose some of the nicheness, we lose some of the depth of the written material when it goes across, because they can't go into details on the Mentat, for example, and how the Mentats battle each other and stuff like that. They can't make it the Spacing Guild, because that's going very deep into the lore of Dune and why the Spacing Guilds considered Paul a real problem, and that had to be dealt with, and House Atreides. So you end up with a film that is, and that's why I asked the question: when was the last sci-fi film that was made for sci-fi nerds? And I'm struggling. I think something like 2001 probably was a good example. 2010 possibly.
Well, okay,
because 2001, you watch it and you watch it, you go, this is weird. Nothing happened. It's all. You're like, that was.
You can't see me, but I'm raising my hand. When you say 2001, it's because sci-fi was considered a lesser form of entertainment back then. You got to realize science fiction didn't take off till probably the mid 90s, early 2000s as mainstream as it is now. How many times did Stan Lee say in an interview back in the 60s and 70s, I was ashamed to tell people I was a comic book artist. I'd never tell people. He always said, he said, I'm an artist.
Well, remember the 60s, we're just coming out of the Hays Code in the 60s, and we're going into the Renaissance in the 70s, and still the obscenity laws were still out there in certain states.
So, like, when I think of like the last science fiction, I know y'all probably disagree when I mention this, Titan AE. You remember that movie?
Oh yeah,
it was awful.
Great film. That was a great film.
What?
I didn't like it. I really
Get
didn't.
out of
And
here.
you believe me? And you believe me? Jesus Christ, boy! I tell you, I could sell you a Brooklyn Bridge. Jesus, that was the worst piece of crap made
Was it?
ever.
I love that movie.
You know? Oh
Well,
no,
I
there was
think it's
some
more
others
of
that
a-
were made much better. I mean, you got
It's
stuff
not
like
a
heavy
that's not
metal.
a
Heavy
that's not a
metal was
movie
a
made
real-
for adults.
Yeah,
Like a Titan AE. That's more of
yeah.
a
That's
you
more of a
know,
kids. That's like Atlantis, also. You know,
yeah.
the
I
Atlantis.
mean, I
movie.
didn't think it was that bad, as bad as
Oh, no,
Madman
it's-
says, but
because the way
but
they
it is
promoted
it's
it
more of
for
a
it.
it's a child more of a kids
Okay,
movie.
that's not
you
their
know,
fault that
teens.
they promote it
Oh
poorly.
no, I don't blame the creators. I blame the studio.
Don
Well, I
Bluth
think
is
it's
one of the-
focused more on like the teen, you know, young
Yeah.
tweens, teens. Like that would be the group that would like it, you know.
You
because
know,
of
when
the-
you have like heavy metal out there, which is like it's a fantastic movie, fantastic animated, taken
Second
from
one
the
was
heavy metal magazines. You know,
Yes, second
that-
one was not as good.
yeah. Go ahead.
The second heavy metal movie was not as good as the first.
No, the second. No, I don't put the second one in that first one.
So
I'm
maybe,
talking
maybe
just the
that
first
was
one.
the latest, the last one I'd say.
I don't know, even
Yeah.
heavy metal. It's really a collection. It's really
Yeah.
3 stories
Yeah.
put together.
Well,
you
And-
know.
We're gonna have to
And-
put a pin on that. We're
Not
gonna have
really
to
a
put a pin on that.
movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a pin on that next week because I got to. Dean's got to go.
I do.
He's got a show in an hour. Dean, tell me what's coming up.
So in an hour, we're going to be talking about indies and our indie spotlights. So we're just going to be popping in, kind of giving our highlights, what we've enjoyed, some of the indie creators we've absolutely been amazed by. And we've got a guest on the show, which is Tony G-Man and his dystopian Dawn system, which is currently in Kickstarter. So we're going to get a nice update from him, see how his stretch goals are going. And that's in about an hour's time. And then, of course, later on this week, Snob, I'm sure you're going to cover it, but I will be on the Babylon 5 retrospective, talking about what I consider to be probably one of the worst Babylon 5 episodes ever.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, the gloves are coming off.
Oh no. Dean's
no.
usually the nice one.
I am, and I'm going to show that I'm fair. I don't just have a go at Star Trek because it's it's trendy and it's terrible. If Babylon 5 doesn't meet my high standards, I have a go at that too.
Well, I haven't seen the episode yet, so I'm gonna have to watch it and like it, I guess. So that I'll
Okay,
have
we
to
do
try
have Dean's link in the chat right now. So click on over after the show. You'll be able to go directly right to the live stream itself. So you'll be able to jump on there. Dean, you got to unlock the on your channel so we can redirect directly. So basically, we can just automatically send them to it without them have to click.
Is that hidden behind having a certain number of subscribers or
No,
something like
nothing
that?
at all.
No.
There's a click that says redirect.
Okay, I'll have a look at that. I'll get
Yeah,
that
because
unlocked.
I tried it once and it said this channel does not allow to redirect to all that because it's a great way of sending people to channels on there. So it's
I'll
like
get that sorted. Yeah,
no problem.
Get your admin people working on that.
yeah. Outpost, what do you got?
Which is me.
I will be doing a Mortal Kombat trailer review, and as trailers drop from CinemaCon, I will be talking about them and reviewing them. The ones that interest me, I will share my views on them.
Okay, now we're going to be doing that next week. Also, we're going to be talking CinemaCon. We'll be talking on there. Fortunately, within about we're at 5 p.m. Eastern. In about 2 hours, the Godzilla teaser will be dropping on the JKids site. That'll be on YouTube on there. That's the Toho site. JKids is part of Toho, so it's the American division of Toho. Just recently. So do check that out as well. Snob, what do we got? We got, of course, obviously, Dean gave part of it away already.
Yeah, Babylon 5 this Wednesday. That's tomorrow. As usual, we're doing Walkabout, which is Dean's favorite episode ever. This Sunday, we're doing it's movie night on the Top Lofty Lounge, and we're doing 2010. Cam picked that one, so blame him if you don't like it. But it's a pretty good movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I'm going to watch that. A couple other things we have coming up. So Dean has talking about Dean's been talking about Dune. So now you've kind of forced me. I'm going to have to make my Dune video about my concerns for Dune Part 3. I've been thinking
Oh, yeah.
about it and doodling about it, and I guess I'll finally put it into a video, and we'll get that set up at some time. But also, we were talking about the digital circus, so we are going to, on the 21st of June, which is a couple days after the release of the 9th episode, we're going to look at that. And between now and then, Cam and I will be going over the other episodes. We already did episode 1 and 2, and we're gonna have to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before that. Somehow I'll have to schedule it in. But yeah, I think we pretty much committed to that. We're gonna go and do that, even though barely anyone comes to watch it. But I guess we got to get the word out. But hopefully, maybe we'll have more people after this little controversy. We'll see.
All righty. And coming up, and we do apologize this week. We do have a limited amount of videos. Unfortunately, looking up into my ceiling again, I have major damage. I got a emergency repair crew coming in tomorrow to rip up my ceilings to take care of a master leak that's going on. That's going from my kitchen into my studio. So basically, we're about to, in fact, when this stream is over, I'm about to cover up everything in this room. So none of the computers get damaged on there to what they're going to do tomorrow. So it's going to be like an all-day situation. So basically, unfortunately, they were here for the last couple of days trying to figure out the leak and couldn't do any major productions on here. But we do have 2 videos, one tomorrow, one Thursday. Speaking of Babylon 5, I have a video out discussing that Roku and Tubi had pulled it. Unfortunately, Amazon is the reason why, because they own the rights to streaming, and they put it behind a paywall now. So, in other words, besides that you're paying for Prime Video, if you want to watch Babylon 5 on Amazon, you're going to have to pay either per episode or pay the season price on there. We do discuss there is an alternative to, well, actually, I didn't give the other alternative, but there is a good price on the box set right now. If you watch the video, we'll tell you where you can get that, and it isn't on Amazon on there, because you're paying $100 for the box set on Amazon. The second video is, if you guys ever heard of Rhonda Shear from Up All Night, she's back. If you've ever seen that back in the 90s, a great show, next to Joe Bob Briggs, and when they did Monster Vision, they used to do Friday, Saturday nights. Gilbert Gottfried used to be part of this. She's returning the show back to, it's going to be on streaming on the Roku channel starting Friday. In fact, it's Friday. It's going to be starting. She's creating her new Up All Night episodes and bringing back the classic ones, and is looking for help from content creators on YouTube and other streaming services on there. So there's a chance for you guys out there, if you're interested to get into the business. Rhonda's giving that opportunity on there, and we'll give you the information on Thursday itself. So thank you for those for coming to this episode again. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Also, we do have listings below there for Out of Context AI, his channel. Also, Antiderivative Jill is still, she hasn't been remonetized. She's going to go on there, and there's 2 links on there. Actually, it's 3 links. One's to her channel. The other 2 are for her Patreon and her Coffee account. If you want to give her a little hand on there. We just heard the other night, Tony Stark channel has also,
Stark of Iron
has been demonetized as well. This is getting a bit insane right now to the situation. Good content creators are suffering right now. Give them your support. It is really important on there. Support the content creators right here. And of course, everyone we've mentioned, we need your help. We're being attacked. I mean, there are even now situations where even California is putting up a law that would not allow us to report certain things, to the point, Savannah Hernandez is going to be affected, and Nick Shirley. They're going to have issues on there if this law gets passed. It is a violation of the Constitution, so be aware this is happening. They're trying to put a pin in us and shut us up. So again, like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to check out our merch shop listed below here as well. So until next time, Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday here live on Cuticast TV. Bye-bye now.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Later.
Hey everyone! Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We truly appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to check out our official merch shop and our amazing affiliate partners. Until next time, mwah!